Welcome into NFL Daily. I am your host, Harrison Graham, back with the latest NFL rumors and news on today's show. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Let's talk about Tom Brady as he organized a workout with him and several of his new Buccaneers teammates. They met at a local high school to get together and throw some routes and do those sort of things. Mike Evans, O.J. Howard, Cam Brate were among those in attendance. A couple of backup quarterbacks. Blaine Gabbert was there as well. Didn't see if Chris Godwin was there, but I'm sure they will get together very, very soon. Rick Stroud, who covers the Bucs down in Tampa, said that Brady's arm looked live. And that was kind of a, not a criticism, but a thing people noticed last year is that Brady's arm strength is starting to, decline a bit. And, well, when you're 42 years old, that is to be expected. Now, the Bucs' goal of bringing Brady to town is to get back into the playoffs. Past 5 years hadn't been great. 2016 above 500, but the Jameis Winston era did not work out the way they had hoped. Tampa Bay has not made the playoffs since 2007. They haven't won a playoff game since winning the Super Bowl back in 2002. Tampa Bay is hoping Tom Brady and some of these pieces will change that here in 2020. So, fill in the blank for me. It's a tough division, but the Bucs will win blank games this year. How many games will the Bucs win in 2020? And if you're an overachiever, let me know if you think they'll make the playoffs as well. So go ahead and fill in the blank. Tom Brady coming off, arguably the worst year of his career. This is a good year for most quarterbacks, but not when you're talking about Tom Brady. Under 61%, still had a 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio at 24-8, but keep in mind, the Patriots' weapons have deteriorated over the years. Obviously, Gronk had retired, did not play last year. He's back with the Buccaneers this year, but Brady just did not have the top-flight weapons that he's going to have in Tampa Bay. He's got two legitimate number one receivers in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. He's got three starting caliber tight ends in Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, and Cameron Brate. This is the best offensive arsenal Tom Brady has had probably since the Randy Moss, Wes Welker days. Now, I don't think it's quite as good as that group was, but it's pretty darn close, especially when you factor in Evans and Godwin, who are two of the top 10 wide receivers in the National Football League. Tom Brady's excited to get going. You can tell he's ready for a fresh start, and that's why he's getting the boys together for a workout out in Tampa Bay. So, a lot of you guys know I usually on Thursdays do a trade ideas video. Didn't do it last week, but you can be on the show this week. Here's what you got to do. Follow me on Twitter. You see it right there, at HGramNFL, and send me your best trade proposals. I know a lot of you guys watching are saying, hey, I already sent you it, and you haven't done it yet. Don't worry, I've saved all of those. I'm going to use a lot of those. We still have a few slots left, so go ahead and follow me on Twitter, at HGramNFL, and send me your best trade proposals. The best ones we'll get on the show. All right, we got to talk about this LeBron NFL situation. So we opened up on the Uninterrupted podcast, I believe last night, and him and Maverick Carter, who's basically his best friend, has been his sidekick throughout his entire life, said that Jerry Jones offered him a contract during the NBA lockout in 2011. Obviously, the Miami Heat had lost to the Dallas Mavericks, and then there was uncertainty on when the next season would start. They hadn't come together on a new CBA, and ultimately the NBA got going on Christmas Day, but that's about 2 months later than it typically starts. So he said, look, I started training for the NFL, and here was a deeper dive into what he was saying, quote, I had no idea how long the lockout was going to be. Myself and my trainer actually started to train to be a football player when we got into October and November. We started to clock our times with our 40s. We started to add more to our bench presses, added a couple of things as well that he mentioned on how he adjusted his workouts. Like I said, he claims that Jerry Jones offered him a contract, which isn't that hard to believe, especially back in 2011 when that would have been before Stephen Jones, kind of took over, team duties in terms of player personnel and those things. I could totally see Jerry Jones trying to market LeBron James on the Dallas Cowboys. And hey, he was an all-state player in high school. Ohio State recruited him to play football, so he could have been a big-time college football player and probably an NFL player as well. In a hypothetical world, what position, you're in charge, what position would LeBron play in the NFL? At 6'8", 250, sure, he's fast. I don't know if he's going to be fast enough to play receiver in the NFL. Tight end, be a red zone weapon. How about defensive end? At 6'8", 250 with that athleticism, you might be able to get after the quarterback. Those are all some good options. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. All right, it wouldn't be another episode of NFL News and Rumors if we didn't have a DeAndre Baker update. So here's the latest. Obviously, he was arrested recently, as you guys know, but he pled not guilty to all 8 charges in court, 4 counts of armed robbery, 4 counts of aggravated assault. Look, he could serve 10-plus years in prison if convicted. Now, you guys know how this works. NFL athletes have the best lawyers. You know, typically they get out of these situations. But this is a little bit more serious than the average arrest that a famous person is dealing with. You know, if this is you or me, we're probably in big trouble here, and that's no exception for DeAndre Baker as well. I would guess he's going to be able to get out of this, but his 2020 season at minimum is in jeopardy, much less, whether or not he's going to actually have to serve jail time. We will see what happens there. His lawyer maintains his innocence, but you guys know how that works. It's a PR game for DeAndre Baker, and the Giants drafted this guy in the first-round pick last year. Not the best year as a rookie, but they've invested in this kid. Will DeAndre Baker play in 2020? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to say yes, but he's going to face a suspension at least, right? Even if the case gets dropped, the NFL typically doesn't let these things slide, so I'm going to guess that he will play, but it won't be for 16 games. All right, guys, we've got all kinds of videos going up every single day, NFL related. So if you love the NFL, Chat Sports is the place for you. Hit the big red subscribe button. Turn on notifications. We just crossed 181,000 subscribers. Let's get to 200,000 before the 2020 NFL season kicks off. Got plenty of time. I think we can get there with your help. Share that link below, youtube.com/chatsportstv with a friend. Tell them, hey, these guys do a lot of NFL videos. They have fun. It's interactive. Go ahead and do that. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subbed and if you're watching, just go ahead and hit that big red button. Some more news here. Practice facilities starting to reopen. 21 of the 32 can reopen based on local and state jurisdiction. Obviously, the NFL is allowing teams to reopen if they pass local and state guidelines, which, as I said, 21 of the 32 can. Not all of those 21 have chosen to reopen. A few teams have chosen not to reopen yet. They're going to take their time, and every team's going to decide how they want to deal with the Big C internally. But some certainly have. Jerry Jones is back in the office today, for example, down here in Dallas, Frisco to be technical. 11 of the 32 are currently unable to reopen. Some more notes from this. Coaches cannot return. A max of 75 staff members can be on these practice facilities campuses. That would be guys like equipment managers, team chefs, those type of people. Strength and conditioning members if they are not official coaches on the staff. Players who are rehabbing prior to the Big C hitting can return and resume their rehab, which that's important for players coming off, major surgeries and things of that nature. So those are some more notes. It's not like guys are back at, practice facilities doing full-blown out practices. It is not that, but some people are starting to trickle back to work. Will you attend an NFL game this year? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. This is assuming that we, of course, are allowed to go to games this year and that the NFL will start on schedule. The reason I ask, again, 1 for yes, 2 for no, is because if you do, you might be required to, wear a face covering. But don't worry, we got you guys covered at chatsports.com/stay-safe. You can get these 3-packs for just $24.99. We got all 32 NFL teams. Here's the deal. We're pretty back-ordered right now because we've been getting a ton of orders on these face coverings. But don't worry. If you order very, very soon, you're going to get it in plenty time before the season. Don't be that guy that waits until August or September. Don't be a little cocky and say, hey, we're not going to have to wear them in stadiums. You might have to, so go ahead and order chatsports.com/stay-safe. 3-pack for $24.99. Get one for you, get one for your wife, your kid, whatever it is, at chatsports.com/stay-safe. All right, I want to end the show kind of on a fun note. Pro Football Focus tweeted this out today, basically asking people to build their 25 and under offense. Quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end, offensive line. You'll see the picture of my full one that I tweeted out in a minute, but I'm just going to focus on quarterback, running back, and wide receiver today. And obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the choice. Now, I'll just fill out the rest of the depth chart. Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson are 2 terrific options under the age of 25. But anyone who answers that it's not Patrick Mahomes simply isn't telling the truth. He's not only the best quarterback 25 and under, he's the best quarterback in the league, and that's who everybody is taking. What do you guys think? Who's the best quarterback 25 and under between these three. Type PM for Patrick Mahomes, type LJ for Lamar Jackson, type DW for Deshaun Watson. I love Lamar. I love Deshaun. Guys, the simple answer is it's Patrick Mahomes, so I expect to see a lot of PMs down in the comments section. At running back, I went with Christian McCaffrey. Saquon Barkley and Zeke can fill out the roster there. McCaffrey just does it all, and especially in a Mahomes offense where they throw a lot, he's the best pass-catching back in the NFL. Had over 1,000 yards receiving this past year. I love McCaffrey. No offense to Saquon and Zeke, but I'm rolling with the kid out of Carolina. Go ahead and vote on this one, too. Best young running back. Type CM for Christian McCaffrey, SB for Saquon Barkley, EE for Ezekiel Elliott. I'm going with Christian McCaffrey, but go ahead and let me know what you guys think. And then wide receiver, obviously in this case, you get three receivers, so I'm going Chris Godwin as my top guy, Amari Cooper is my second guy, and then Tyler Boyd is my third guy. A lot of the top guys like Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, they're all like 26, 27. They're just out of range for this particular exercise. But I got Godwin, Cooper, and Tyler Boyd. I will certainly live with that at the end of the day. Who do you think the best one is at 25 and under? Type CG for Chris Godwin, type AC for Amari Cooper, type TB for Tyler Boyd. Go ahead and cast your votes for me. This was my tweet for the full roster, 25 and under for the offense. Obviously, like I said, I went with Mahomes and McCaffrey, Godwin, Cooper, Tyler Boyd. I had Austin Hooper is my tight end. My offensive line, I didn't want to spend a ton of time on those guys. Laramie Tunsil, Quentin Nelson, Frank Graskow, Eric McCoy, and Braden Smith there. I also challenged my buddies here at Chat Sports, Tom Downey and Mitchell Rims. Perhaps you'll see their lineups too. I think Tom's already tweeted his out, so feel free to check those out. Again, follow me on Twitter at HGramNFL and send in your best trade ideas for Thursday's video.